Right. Wait for a moment, Mr. Raj.
Certainly, certainly.
Right. No. Right. Everyone, please say 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, very good evening to everyone. Actually, a very good spiritual evening. Today is 17th June 2020. On this wonderful day evening too, please be happy. We are not letting go this evening without practicing this noble practice of meditation. So, just like we need food for the survival of the body, we need meditation for to have a healthy mind. So that is very important fact to always keep in mind. So by eating food, you nourish the body, you gain all kinds of proteins, vitamins, and all kinds of nutrition that you need. Just like that, what you do by practicing meditation, you develop a lot of positive qualities like loving kindness, then compassion, then sympathetic joy, then equanimity, and many such kind of noble qualities that you develop. And at the same time, what you do is you don't keep them up to yourselves, and you keep on being happy, and you keep on being peaceful. You share the same qualities with the other people. So you share it in 3 ways. Bodily. By bodily actions, you share it. And at the same time, by vocal actions, you share it. And then by mental actions, you share it. All the other people, even a stranger, sometimes can recognize if when you develop those qualities, when you share with them. Actually, when you develop those qualities, you don't intentionally think of to share. It happens because you have those qualities automatically. You can without any hesitation, you do it. You do it. Let me remind you about an experiment that botanical scientists did. So this scientific experiment was to understand how the plants react to human actions. So they planted a nice plant. Then when the plant was growing, they appointed 2 people. They selected 2 people and they gave them 2 jobs. For one person, a positive job. For the other person, a negative job. One person was asked to water the plants, put fertilizer, and talk to the plants. Talk to the plant with nice words. Oh, plant, grow well, grow nicely, like that. Then after that, the other person was asked to harm the plant. What he does is, I don't know whether he or she, so what that person does is, so that person goes and breaks the leaves, or sometimes with a blade, so it make cracks, create cracks in the stem or in the trunk of the plant. The plant grew. When it was somewhat stronger, they use the thermal cameras. You know the thermal cameras. So because of those thermal, so they can detect the thing, the waves, the X-rays that we can't see with the naked eyes. So they check what is the reaction of the plants. When the person, the helper, the supporter went to the plant, it started spreading good rays towards that person. So good reaction. And then when the destroyer, when the harmful person went towards the plant, when it was somewhat grown, when that person went to the plant, it started spreading bad rays, harmful rays towards that person. So even the plants, even though they are not beings, they also can sense what you are doing. So the animals can, right? So the animals don't know either, but so they don't know Sinhalese or Vietnamese or Hindi or Tamil, or they don't know any of those languages. But still, they don't know English too. So, but they are sensitive for our words, right? They are sensitive for the feeling that I sent towards them, right? So they feel it. So that's why when you go after your work, when you go back to your home, the dog is waiting for you. When you enter your home, it jumps, and then it sometimes drag from your pants or something. So it give you a joyful barking, right? It does some things like that. So once, so this is a story which happened long time ago. Indian, these stories are called as Jataka stories. So there was a bull. There was a bull who was so strong, very strong. And this bull's parents died when it was young. And then after that, so it was brought up by a merchant. A merchant. So merchant means this merchant was a mobile merchant. That means who go from village to village, town to town, and sell stuff. So this merchant, so he very dearly, he brought up this bull. Then when it was grown up, it thought that I should do something for this man, right? Something for this man as a gratitude. So it tricked. So it pretended this person in a way that person can understand that it can pull a lot of cards with its mind. So one day what this person did, he gathered 500 cards, and then he publicized about this this great event of pulling 500 cards by his bull, and then he asked all the people to gather. So when they see it was a tradition at that time to collect money and give that money to the owner of that bull. Right? Then he was intention. He thought even though this bull pretended that it is so strong, whether it will be able to pull those 500 cards or not. So what he did, um, he uh, he ordered, instead of talking nicely, he said, "Oh bull, pull the cards." The bull's heart was broken. It didn't change. It even didn't move at least 1 feet. Then after that, the merchant realized his mistake. Then it went to the bull and caressed its head and asked sorry. And then after that, he said, "My dear son, can you please drag the cards?" It dragged, according to the story, it dragged all the cards at once. So the people gifted this person golden coins in thousands. So always, whenever we develop these positivities, so everybody get affected. Not only we get affected, the other people also get affected by it. Whenever you do bodily action, whenever you do it as a verbal action, whenever you practice it as a mental action, the other people feel it. So very important to practice this ardently for your own benefit first, then for the others, right? So now we are going to practice today's meditation. For Vipassana meditators, I won't remind, we are doing the same way. Please start observing the sensation from the top of your head, right? Then keep on observing part by part, pitch by pitch. So front portion, then the back portion, face area, neck area, then right hand from your shoulder to the tips of your fingers, and then left shoulder from the shoulder area to the tips of your left fingers. So keep on observing part by part. So if I remind you how to observe the hand, so start with the shoulder, then biceps, triceps, right? Yes. Then after that, elbow. Then after that, forearm, wrist. So upper arm, lower arm, then fingers, right? Like that, keep on observing. The new meditators, they are kindly requested not to practice Vipassana meditation. Instead, I kindly request all of you to practice breathing meditation. So very calmly, please pay your entire attention towards your breath. When the breath is coming in, please be aware that it is coming in. But don't go with the breath all the way inside. Just observe the breath up to the end of your nostrils, right? Then after that, let it go inside. You don't, just wait very patiently until it comes back. When it was coming, it will definitely touch the end of your nostrils. And from there, please start observing the breath again. So it will touch the breath area, so your nose, and then gradually it will pass out. It will go outside. So when it is coming in, be fully aware, be very realistic, be here, be connected with the moment of now, and please be fully aware that it is coming in. When it is going out, be aware that it is going out. So if it is soft, let it be so. If it is gross, let it be so. If it is long, if it is short, let it be so. Just be aware. Don't try to change the breath. Don't try to possibly breathe in and breathe out. Let the natural process continue. Let the natural process continue. Let it come. Let it go. Your job is just to observe. Just be the observer. Just be the observer. Keep on observing. Right? Now please keep your back straight. Neck straight. Head straight. Right palm on your left palm. And please relax. Before we start the practical session, we practice gratitude by paying respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So everyone, with closed eyes, please listen to this small chanting of gratitude and veneration. Then after that, we will start today's meditation. Namo tesse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tesse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tesse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itipiso bhagava arehang samma sambuddho viññācarane sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattādeva manussanam buddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo sandittiko akaliko ehi passiko opanaiko paccattam veditammo vinnuhiti supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujupati panno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāye patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Iyadidam cattari purisa yugani Ate purisa puggala Ise bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahudeyo pahuneyo dakineyo Anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyakhettam lokasati Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now with a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with a very alert, very attentive mind, balanced and very equanimous mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are a beginner, please practice breathing meditation as I mentioned. Then the old students, I kindly remind you to practice Vipassana meditation, second step of Vipassana meditation. Please practice very ardently for your own betterment, for the other people's betterment, others' betterment. May your meditation be very, very successful, very successful. Please start the meditation right now. Now, everyone, please, the all students, they are asked to stay the same, keeping the posture and without changing it. But the new meditators, they can slowly change the posture if you like, if it is affordable, and if you still can um, stay with the same posture without changing it, that's fine. Please keep it. Please stay with it. If not, if the legs are paining and if the pain is unbearable, new students are asked to relax the posture. Now we are going to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. Loving kindness meditation in brief. Relax, relax. First of all, let's share our loving kindness with ourselves, with you. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Spread loving kindness towards you. Just like me, may my mother, may my father, may my teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May my mother, may my father, may my teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. Now let's think about the neutral people. May all the people who are not my friends or relatives, at the same time who are not my enemies, may those people also be well. May those people also be happy. May those people who are in the middle be peaceful. Be peaceful. May all the people in the middle who are neutral, may they be well, happy, and peaceful. Now let's share our loving kindness with our enemies. May our enemies also be well. May our enemies also be happy. May our enemies also be peaceful. Very peaceful. Spread your loving kindness towards the enemies. Now let's think of all the beings in the universe. May all the beings in the whole universe, I share my loving kindness with them regardless of their skin color, appearance, size, or any other difference. May all beings in this whole universe be well, be happy, be peaceful, be very peaceful. Now everyone, very slowly and peacefully, please open your eyes. Please open your eyes. Let your body to relax. Let your body to relax. Now please join your palms together and please say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, I'm so glad that you practice very ardently. As I mentioned, so it's a treat not only for yourself, for the other people too. And I once again want to remind what I instructed 2 weeks ago. So whenever you hear sound of an ambulance, at that time, please spread loving kindness towards the patient, even though you don't know the person, even though you are not sure whether there's one or not. And at the same time, whenever you hear a news about someone's sickness, someone's difficulty, then at that time to please spread loving kindness towards those people. And at the same time, whenever you meet people in your day-to-day life, very important to spread loving kindness towards them before you communicate with them. Just like those plants, just like that bull, right? In the two stories that I told you, they feel it. They feel relaxed, and they will have a nice conversational time with you, right? We need to understand we don't live forever. We will live lesser than 100 years. So out of those 100 years, you'll sleep 50 years. So whatever you do, the rest is within 50 years. So you can't dedicate the whole time for the practice. So mixing this practice in your day-to-day life, not only you can have a nice daily life, you can develop in the practice too, right? So please practice. That's so much important, right? So today I'm going to teach since today for 4 weeks. I'm going to teach you about 4 noble truths. So there are 4 kinds of truths that we need to know when we practice this noble technique of meditation. So let's say there's a doctor. There's a doctor. A patient comes to this person. What this doctor do? First of all, this doctor does a diagnosis. He has to diagnose what is the sickness. So what is the sickness inside this patient is. If not, if you give whatever the medications that you have, so the patient might die, he won't get healed, he or she won't get healed. So we have to make a diagnosis, right? Then we have to find a treatment. Then we have to go with the care. So gradual, so treating process, right? We have to go by one by one. So that's how we need to do. As a doctor, I'm not a doctor. So just like that, the Buddha is also a doctor, but a spiritual doctor. Buddha saw that there is a continuous suffering, continuous dissatisfaction in all the beings. So in reality, all of us have this dissatisfaction. What is that continuous dissatisfaction? Some of us already know, some of us don't. Number one, the dissatisfaction which arises because of the birth cycle. Jati. Birth brings dissatisfaction. Why? So whenever you have a life, the other ones follow. So birth cycle is the one which brings dissatisfaction first. This is the reality. This is some kind of not some kind of a positive view or a negative view. This is a realistic understanding about the nature of beings. So it has no any positive or negative side. It's a realistic. So birth cycle, either you are born as a human being or another being, same process goes. Yeah, so you grow old, then after that you get sick, and then finally you become again, you reach the old age and you pass. And again you die and you come again, you go again, same kind of similar set, right? So so people think about various kinds of through their own conceptions. They have It's like this is the perfect life or that is the perfect life. But actually, we can't never match the perfect life. We should have a happy life, contented life. That's it. Because if you go after the perfect thing, you will never be able to get. But if you want a happy, contented life with what you have, if you are contented with what you have, then you can be happy. And if you can be happy, you can live a happy life, right? Somehow, the best circle, but still, we can't escape from these dissatisfaction, these sufferings. Still, they are there. Number one is the life cycle. Then number two, uh, then decay, getting old. So sometimes, when you have, when you reach 35, let's say 40, gradually your hair, which was thick black, it starts to become gray. Then what do? You don't want the other people to notice it. You run to the shop and you run to the supermarket and you buy some dye and you apply, and whenever the other people ask, how old are you? Yeah, you say, no, I'm not 40, I'm 30 something. So if not, you won't tell what your exact age is. That's fine, that's up to you. But always we try to uh, deceive the other people. But I'm not saying that don't use dye. If you like, you can dye your hair, but we need to understand. By doing any external thing, you can't stop your old age. You are decaying each and every moment. And decaying is a suffering. And decaying brings dissatisfaction. This is a reality. This is an eternal truth. Right? So does decaying brings a happiness? No, right? Decaying always brings us dissatisfaction. That's the reality. Then number three, there is another thing which brings dissatisfaction and suffering. So, jatipi dukkha, then jarapi dukkha, vyadipi dukkha. Vyadi means sickness. Nobody enjoys the sickness. Every day we have to face two kinds of sicknesses. And because they are sicknesses, but anymore, how much, if I say how much we have get used to those two sicknesses, we don't consider them anymore as sicknesses. Do you know what are those two sicknesses? What are they?
Hungry and heat and cold.
Yeah, hunger and thirsty.
Yes.
Yeah, hunger and thirst. Yeah, heat and cold is also the same, but hunger and thirst. So hunger is a sickness. We have to eat every day. If you don't take the medicine of food, you are to suffer. When you are thirsty, it's a sickness that we have to face every day. If you don't drink water, you will suffer. That is true. So this is the third kind of suffering. So sickness, and there are many other sicknesses that follow. So we say diabetic, high blood pressure. So there are so many, huge list up to cancer. And then this, so where even though you are a Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Jain, and Jewish, or agnostic, atheist, whatever, not wasted. This is it. So then after that, fourth dissatisfaction that we constantly face is death. Death doesn't satisfy anyone. Some people, they have the more you have craving, the more difficult the death is, right? That's why some people they try to hold on and hold on and hold on, and the more they suffer, right? But we have to understand every second in human life is very precious. That is also we have to keep in mind. So, so fourth suffering, fourth dissatisfaction is this one, death. Life circle. Because of life cycle, the other dissatisfactions come. What are they? So, decaying, right? Old age, decaying nature. Then after that, sickness, then death. And then whatever you wish, so whatever you like, or whoever you like, you have to depart from. So, for an example, in 2017, I had to depart from my sister. She passed away. So, and there are so many people. So, even though how much she is dear to me, so when things happen, they pass away. So, you have to depart. So, let alone people. There are some people who have various kinds of valuables with them. Rolex watches sometimes. So you don't have to. It don't have to be a very expensive thing to develop attachment. Sometimes, so according to the person that has given it, that you got it from. So even a very cheap thing can become so expensive, so valuable, right? There are certain stories. This is not the time to say tell. So, so whatever the things or people that we like, departing from those is a suffering, a dissatisfaction. This is an eternal truth. And then, whatever the things or people that you don't like, if they come into your association, if you have to associate them, then what happens? Again, dissatisfaction. During the meditation time, so 10 minutes, 15 minutes manageable, 20 minutes somehow manageable. Then after that, when the pain is coming, you want to check the other people. You just open your eyes, not fully, little bit, and you check the other people. And sometimes you think, you check and you see that the others are just like the stones, and so images, so like monuments, but you uh, you have the pain. You think you are the only person who has pain. The others don't. All are having the pain. It's common. So somehow, why that happens? Because you don't like the things that are uncomfortable. But we have to face those things. We have to associate sometimes. Not sometimes. So in life it happens. So even in your day-to-day life, you have to constantly even though not from the even though you don't really understand, so your mind is always reacting to your sensation. So whenever you feel uncomfortable sensations are there most of the times with us. That's why most of the times you feel drowsy, lazy, and then uncomfortable, unhappy. You feel that. It's a day-to-day life matter. So it's a suffering. So to is to to associate the things that you don't like, or the people that you don't like, that is a suffering. And then after that, So whatever you wish, that doesn't happen. Something else happens. That is also suffering. 99.99 moments, what you wish, it doesn't happen. So something else happens. This is the reality. And it's not happiness. It doesn't bring happiness. It brings dissatisfaction and suffering. This is the eternal truth. Let it be Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, atheist, agnostic, or not non-believer. So any person, let it be in person. This is an eternal truth. And then finally, so willingly or unwillingly, we have to deal with the 5 aggregates. There are 5 aggregates related to this body. What are the 5 aggregates? Rupa, the form. This atomic structure, this body, that means this atomic structure, you have to deal with it. Even though you like or not like, you have to deal with it. Rupa. Vedana, sensations. So according to various kinds of situations and the things that you feel, the things that come to your mind, according to those, we generate sensations. Because of the season, we generate sensations. That's why during the cold times, you go and buy those thick jackets. And during the hot times, you have to drink a lot of water. And so turn on ACs, right? So this thing. And then Veda, so sensation. You deal with sensation. Sanya. Whenever, so on forms, we develop sensation. When we develop sensation, whenever we feel sensation, they go to our mind as signals. Those signals are called as sanya. Right? Sanya. So we have to deal with those, even though we like or not, we have to deal. It happens. If you have a body, you have to deal with it. And then after that, sankhara. So whenever you find a signal, then you evaluate it, right? So evaluate means is a good one, bad one, neutral one, like that, you evaluate. That is called as mental perception. That is a separate field. So form is a different field. Sensations are a different field. And then signals are a different field. And then mental perceptions are a different field. According to those mental perceptions, your vinyan, your mind, so changes. Let's say there is a glass of water. You put yellow, so dye of yellow in color. It becomes yellow. You put black, it becomes black. You put red, it becomes red. You put yellow, green, becomes green. Just like that. According to the way that you perceive it, mental perception, the mind shapes. Minds are separate. They are a separate field. Consciousness. So consciousness changes according to the way how we do mental perception, right? So then that mind influences the other one. So we have to deal with these 5 aggregates continuously. So it also brings the dissatisfaction and suffering. So these are common for all the beings. Wherever you run, you can't escape from it. You go to heaven, you can't escape. You go to Brahma realms, you can't escape. You go to hell, you can't escape. wherever you go, if you are a being, this eternal truth is there. This suffering, first truth of suffering, this dissatisfaction is there. So the Buddha teaches this is the case. These are the things that brings us suffering. And then, so even though they are natural suffering, they create the dissatisfaction inside us, the suffering inside us, because of a reason. What is that reason? Craving. So craving is the one which makes us suffering. So we, because of the craving, we want them to behave in a comfortable way, not in an uncomfortable or neutral. So craving is the cause. I will teach it in the next week. So Buddha teaches right. So there is a suffering, and there is a cause for this suffering. There is dissatisfaction. There is a cause for this dissatisfaction. And then Buddha teaches, and there is a treatment. There is a solution for this dissatisfaction. To come out of this dissatisfaction, to come out of this suffering. What is that? Letting go of this craving, right? And then finally, so even though there is solution, we have to have a gradual process to complete the treatment, right? So there should be a treatment, and for that, so there is a way of care, right? So to complete the treatment. So then that medical care process goes on. It's eightfold. They are called as the Eightfold Path. So Buddha teaches there is a dissatisfaction and suffering, which I taught today, and then Buddha teaches that there is a cause for it, and then Buddha teaches how to get rid of it. So there is a solution for it, and finally Buddha teaches how to get rid of it. So Buddha does a diagnosis from the first two, and then finally gives a treatment. So teaches us the treatment and care from the last two. That's what we practice. So we understanding this universal suffering, universal dissatisfaction, we try to get rid of it, and we try to develop inside us the eternal happiness and eternal peace. So you are practicing the path to eternal happiness and eternal peace. Just like this suffering is practical and realistic, the other process, the path to eternal peace and eternal happiness, is also similar, equally practical and realistic. So what you need to do is, it is not imaginary. You have to do it believing in yourself, working all by yourself. So understanding the technique properly, then definitely, at least sometimes you won't be able to become enlightened in this very life. But that's fine. At least you can come out from some of those dissatisfactions, some of those sufferings in this life. You can lower it. So if you have a lot of suffering, 100 sufferings, so if you let it go, if you let go 50, and if you have 50, then you only have to face 50 sufferings. From 50 sufferings, you are gone, right? You are free. So please practice hard, and let's try to attain the real peace and real happiness. Now we are going to finish. Everyone, please think. Together, all of us practice this noble meditation practice, non-sectarian meditation practice, and accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of that positive energy, may all our troubles be away. May all good things happen in our lives. And at the same time, may all our good wishes come true. May we be able to practice ardently. May all of us be able to come out of our negativities and attain and enjoy real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. Now everyone, please join your palms together. I'll give a very short blessing and conclude today's session. Join your palms together. Abhivadana Silise Nichang Vata Pachai Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sukhang Balam Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagya Sampatti Me Vache Ato Nibbana Sampatti Iminati Samijittu. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very, very peaceful. 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 Everyone, please say 3 times. Sadhu.
Sadhu. Sadhu.
Good night to everyone. May you all do
Good night, Bante.
Good night.
Good night, Bante. Thank you.
Good night. Please
Hi,
wait.
Bante.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Okay. Wait for a moment. Okay. Right. Good night. Thank you so much, Mr. Fuad.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Bante. Good night to
Good
you.
night.
May you be
Okay.
well.
Good night, Miss Grace.
Yes, good night, Bante. I see you soon.
Good